Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Oh, my Lord. What a day. What a day yesterday was. What a day today's going to be. My Lord. What's going on over at One Buck Place? Oh,
nothing.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Nothing. And I'm proud to say we've been on this for a long time. Yes, we have. We've been complaining about these soft-ass practices and Victory Monday and Victory week by week and whatever the hell's else going on. If you get a chance to give these guys time off, go ahead. Go ahead. Take your time. Rest up, boys.
We got a big fucking problem.
Yeah, we do. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to all the Petermans out there. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. I am locked in and ready to go. Scott Reynolds is going to join us right off the top here about 10:05. He has written what I think is an explosive piece. Ooh. And when players talk like this, they're not happy. And it's absolutely 100% true, Timmy, that there are players on this team that think Todd Bowles is too soft and they need to practice more and they need to practice harder and they need different scheme and they need less complicated and they need to get out there and practice effing football. You know, when they were in training camp, they were practicing full speed. First few weeks, we're practicing. We're winning games.
Yeah.
And then you're not winning games. And you're not practicing because these guys are hurt. I've never heard in all my time covering football, college or pro. Of course, it wouldn't happen in college, but
no.
An NFL coach say we can't practice because we don't have enough guys. I've never heard that. Never heard it until Todd Bowles said it. You got practice squad players. You got lots of different guys you can use. They're not the starters typically, but they do allow your starters to practice at full speed or as close to practice speed as you can get. And I don't care who you are, Tom Brady, who you are. If you do not practice full speed, your performance will suffer in the game.
JP, you play like you practice.
Yeah.
Everyone
How many times
says
have we heard coaches say this? And I know we're kind of the explanation part of this has not been great, but we'll get to this. Good morning to you, by the way, Timmy. Good morning. How are you?
As we are monitoring things over at One Buck Place, we did have a big announcement here at the Star this morning, as we reported at FanStreamSports.com already, bright and early Central Time. Wow. Matt Eberflus has been fired as the defensive coordinator in Dallas,
and that's not a shock.
Well, you know what? Here in Dallas, it's a shock.
Is it?
It's not a shock that he was fired. It's a shock that he was fired so soon after the season. Because this is a deviation from the way the Joneses do things here. Jerry Jones gave us the timeline. We're going to evaluate things here on the defensive side of the ball for the next 10 to 12 days. Well, a day after he said that, Matt Eberflus is gone, which tells me this was a Brian Schottenheimer decision. Brian Schottenheimer says, I got to have my defensive staff in place by the end of next week. And Brian Schottenheimer didn't want to sit around and wait for these defensive coaches to go get head coaching jobs or other DC jobs. Yeah. He said, no, I need this done now. And thank God for Brian Schottenheimer. Otherwise,
so what are you saying? So you're saying there's a sense of urgency here.
Finally.
With five other openings in the NFL? Do you think the Bucs should be in an urgent situation to find a new coach?
Yeah, and I know we've got Scotty coming on here in a minute, but the longer you wait, if that's what you're going to do, the longer you wait to do it, the less options you're going to have. Kevin Stefanski has job interviews lined up with Atlanta, with the Giants, and with Tennessee. Raheem Morris also has a job interview. I'm not saying Raheem Morris needs to come coach the Bucs, but he's already got a job interview lined up with the Titans.
And it's interesting that there was a report out there that Stefanski, through whatever channels, has now come out and said that Deshaun Watson thing was not on me. Well, and listen, if you're going to be part of the worst decision in the history of the NFL, the worst personnel decision in the history of the NFL, and I would argue that Deshaun Watson a situation
bad.
is that. Yeah. I think it's the worst one ever.
No, and he didn't have anything to do with that.
I mean, we didn't know that until probably yesterday.
That
when
was
he was
all
fired.
Andrew Berry and
I thought
ownership.
so too.
But Andrew Berry somehow still has a job in Cleveland.
Right. Yeah, making the worst personnel decision in the history of the NFL. But I think it's interesting in that because people are saying Stefanski and Baker don't mix because he got rid of Baker. Well,
he didn't get rid of Baker.
He had to get rid of Baker. If the Deshaun Watson wasn't his idea, he had to.
I would love to.
So I still don't. I've still heard that they don't have a great relationship, so he may not be an option here. I don't know that, but that's an interesting tidbit.
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out.
Keep Bowles. I mean, there's no one else that can coach the Bucs.
This is such an amazing situation right now, and I am so glad. I am so glad that we have another. I say this in the most complimentary way. Scott Reynolds from the Pewter Report, another distinguished old head that has been covering this team for 30 years, as we both have.
Yeah.
We've seen it all, but this is interesting. Scott, good morning to you. How are you, partner?
Good. How are you? Doing good.
I'm good. I'm a little jealous, though. I'm a little jealous.
Why? Is it the hair?
I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous.
Why?
First the hair. First
Okay.
and foremost. That's
All right.
always there.
Okay.
It's right there.
That make you feel better, JP? Is that better?
Yeah. But second, and more importantly to this audience, the piece that you wrote yesterday was a wonderful piece of journalism and an excellent piece of reporting that we don't often get. And you got it because you have great relationships with the players and the people in that building. And I applaud you for it.
Well, thank you.
And it's something that we have been talking about quite some time.
Yeah.
But until you get players to talk about it, it brings a little bit of not a little bit, a huge difference. It's a huge difference. And that for those of you who don't know and have not read the piece, Scott, let's talk about the walkthrough Wednesdays. And I just said this, and I want to see if you concur. I've never heard a coach say, we don't have enough players to practice.
I mean, you have a practice squad. You have more players in the practice squad.
Have you ever heard a coach say that?
Literally in the name.
16 than Tony Dungy did or John Gruden did back in the day. Okay.
Right.
And I don't recall Tony Dungy and John Gruden doing walkthroughs.
I never heard a coach say we don't have enough players to practice.
I know.
So explain to the folks what you wrote yesterday in terms of practice, because I think this gets to the heart of why this team failed this year and why it has been, for the most part, underachieving under Todd Bowles. And I know he said he's earned the right to come back with 3 division titles.
Well, I mean, let me address
that. Rang
that
in my ears like Jameis saying, check your sheet.
I mean, let me address that first, right? The Buccaneers in 2022, which was Todd's first year, they finished 8-9. Okay. If you take that team, that record, all right, 8-9, and drop that in any other division, AFC or NFC, the Bucs aren't a playoff team. They're not going to the playoffs. You don't qualify for a wild card. Okay. So again, in 2022, you're the NFC South champion. You're the king of Crap Hill. That's what I've been saying lately about this, right? It's congratulations. You're the king on a pile of crap. Okay. And per NFL rules, you not only qualify for the playoffs, it's almost kind of like, and I don't want to piss anybody off here, but I'm an American taxpayer. It's kind of like, hey, welcome to this country illegally, and then we're going to put you ahead of the line, and we're going to give you benefits, food, housing, all this type of stuff, right, that you don't deserve, right, ahead of American citizens. Right. And it's like, not only do the Carolina Panthers this year get a home playoff game, they're going to be hosting a 12-win team. So it's like you're penalizing NFL teams that win 12, 13 games, whatever, by making them go on the road and play an away playoff game. Where I think the division has to mean something, and I get that. I think the division should mean you're automatically in the playoffs. And if you have a 9-8 record, in other words, if you have 9 wins or 9-7-1, if you've won 9 games, if you have a winning record, then you get to host a playoff game. Even if at 9 wins, you're hosting an 11-win team or a 12-win team. Okay. Like, I'm okay with that. I don't like participation trophies. I hate that about our country. Okay.
We're the G5 representative in the NFC South.
Exactly. Like, I can't stand that. I'm trying to like not curse here, but I'm getting worked up.
Oh, you're allowed to.
Okay. But
on this show.
But it's like 8-9 is a participation trophy. All right. When you win the division, you shouldn't be allowed to host a playoff game. You should be at the bottom rung. What is it? The 9th seed, or how many seeds they have now?
You probably shouldn't be in the playoffs, to be honest.
I mean, you shouldn't, but like, okay, if you want to keep the integrity of the division championships, okay. But you're disqualified from hosting a home playoff game with 8 wins or 7, like the Seahawks had back in the day.
Yep.
So I think that has to be changed. And why that hasn't been changed yet in the NFL is retarded. Okay, it just is. Right. So first and foremost, there's that. So in 2022, the Bucs would not have qualified for the playoffs in any division, right? The next year, 9-8, and I have to go back and research. I don't know if 9-8 would qualify as a wild card, okay, in any other division. I don't think that was the case in the NFC, right? Last year, 10 wins, okay, 10 wins would not have won the division championship in any division, right, in the NFC.
Right.
So would 10 wins have made a wild card? Yeah, I think it would have. I have to go back and look. But my point is okay, you've won 3 division championships. In no year in any division would that have won you a division title in the NFC. Okay, so you're lucky you're playing in the NFC South. This is not like Todd Bowles is saying this like he's Bill Belichick, on those Patriot teams that like had 13 and 14 wins, and everybody else in the AFC least was 7 wins or 8 wins, and you're winning that division by like 5 games and 4 games and all of this, and you're wrapping it up by Thanksgiving. Like, that's not what happened in the NFC South.
Right.
Like, we can sit there and look at it and say, did those things happen? Yes, they did. But let's add a little bit of context to it. So it's like, it's almost like saying, hey, we won because the other team didn't show up. So we kind of won on technicality. Yeah. So I don't put a lot of stock in that. No. Because, again, and you can
for him to say it.
Well, he's got to, because that's his only defense. That's his best argument. Like, he's got to say that. I don't fault him for saying it. I understand why he said it. We can debate whether that's actually a good argument to make.
Yeah, well,
I'm with you. I don't think it is.
JP Peterson show media department would say that is a PR department would say that's a very bad talking point. Let's scratch that one off.
But that's the only talking point that he really has. He can't brag about his defense, right?
Yeah.
He can't brag about, which
ranked lower than the offensive coordinator.
We went from 8 wins to 9 wins to 10 wins to 8 wins, and that's progress. No, it's not. It was until this year, but it's not progress. So, when I look at it, I don't blame Todd Bowles for saying it, because that's the only argument he has to make, but it's not a good argument. It's not a winning argument at the end of the day, but that's really all he has. So I don't know.
Well, let's get back to what you wrote, the piece on practicing.
Yeah.
And what did the players tell you? How did that affect the season?
Well, I mean, the first thing is I've thought this all along. Okay. And I've heard from some other people, I can't name names, right? They're not players, but I've heard from other people that the practices are just incredibly soft, like softer than soft.
We've heard and said the same things.
Yeah. And so like, maybe we're seeing that on game days, right? This is a really soft defense. It's
play like practice, team. Scott.
That's right. You play like practice. And so you're not going full speed in practice when you are practicing. And when you're walking things through, you're certainly not going anywhere close to full speed. That's why they call it a walk-through, not a run-through, right?
Right.
So I went back and did some research on this before I asked players in the locker room yesterday. And the Buccaneers, per their own injury reports, they had 4 walkthrough practices during the team's 6-2 start. Okay, fine. I get it. You're banged up. You're injured. And let's not revise history. This team was more injured at the beginning of the season than they were at the end of the season. Okay, because you had Hassan back, you had Bucky back, you had Jalen back,
100%.
You had Elijah back for the last week, you had Mike back, right? So in week 18, you were as healthy as you more healthy than you were in any of those 8 games when you were 6-2, by the way. when you overcame the injuries, and you get applause and you get props for that because you did.
Right.
But you had 4 walkthroughs then. Then after giving the team the entire week off for the bye week, and like, okay, I'm fine. Like, you're 6-2. It's a bit of a reward. Plus, it's a.
No, I brought that up at the time and said, I'm not down with this.
Well,
okay. You're going to get 4 days off anyway. You have
agree.
to get 4 days.
I agree.
Bring them in the building for the other 3.
Okay, I agree that, but the bye week alone was not the end of it. It's maybe that's where it turned, but that wasn't the dagger. What the dagger was missing 8 other practices, 8 down the stretch, 8 and 9 weeks, including Christmas. You took Christmas off. Like, I remember Tony Dungy practiced on Christmas. John Gruden practiced on Christmas, right? I can't remember because I'm old and I've been doing this for 30 years. I can't remember if Dirk did or Lovey did on that kind of stuff, right? I just remember like Raheem Morris getting promoted to defensive coordinator to replace Monty Kiffin in the 2008 season. Gruden broke that news on Christmas Day, and I got a Christmas present for Raheem Morris. He's going to be replacing Monty Kiffin next year. Okay. And what they would do back in the day is obviously with the players that have small kids, right? They just practiced in the afternoon. Like you got Christmas morning with your family, and then you come in like the building 1 or 2 o'clock after afternoon practice and all that. Bucs didn't practice on Christmas. They did practice, I think, on Tuesday, but you're fighting for the playoffs here, right?
Yeah.
And
Scott, let's paint the picture here.
Yeah.
You are in a slide.
Yes.
At that point, you've lost 6 of 7?
Yes.
You have to win 1 game.
Yes.
1 game.
Desperately have to win 1 game.
Desperately have to win 1 game.
And you're running out of time.
Is that the week they went to play the Dolphins?
Yeah. Yes. Do you remember when in 2023, if the Buccaneers beat the Saints at Raymond James Stadium that day, they would have won the division. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Saints came in. Dennis Allen was the coach. And remember what he did that week? The week prior, because you're afforded per the collective bargaining agreement, and I don't know if the Buccaneers even did this. I don't think they did. You're allowed X amount of padded practices during the season. Mm-hmm. And when I say padded practices, like full pads, like
18.
If you want, you're
allowed 18.
You're allowed that. Okay. I don't think the Buccaneers did that at any stretch down the season. Maybe they did. I'm going to be talking out of turn, but I know for a fact the Saints did that week. That week they put the pads on. And if you remember, Derek Carr came out, and I want to say they got up like 21-0 or something.
Yeah.
And just came in and just stomped the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Physically beat them in the trenches, beat them and beat them up. And I don't think the Saints were in the playoff mix that year per se, but they wanted to take it to the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And they wanted to out-physical them. So this is in December. Okay. The coach of a losing team says, we're going to put the friggin' pads on.
Right.
And we're going to take it to Tampa this week. Okay.
Right.
And it worked. So they had a challenging, demanding physical practice in December when everybody's beat up. And guess what? It worked.
Yeah.
And this is a soft Buccaneer team. It just is mentally and physically. And if you're going to have walkthroughs,
it takes the cue from the coach.
Yes. Yes.
And that's my biggest thing.
Said, you play like you practice.
Is it a huge difference if you bring those guys in for 3 days? They're on the bye week, or 2 days that you're allowed to do? I'm not talking about fully padded practices. I'm not even talking about walkthroughs are fine. Have them in the building. The fact that you get away from football in the middle of the season, to me, that's not championship football. To me, this is the time to work. You got a whole off season to rest. And I understand rest is important, but this coach constantly defers to resting the player. Yeah. Victory Monday. I saw Ben Johnson do something a couple of weeks ago in the locker room after a big win. You know what he didn't say? Victory Monday. He said, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
But you guys remember a couple of years ago when now ousted head coach Jonathan Gannon of the Cardinals made a comment after a bad loss where the defense played horribly, which is familiar here, that it's hard. I don't remember the exact quote, but he was saying it's hard for a defense to improve tackling throughout the course of the year because they're only allowed so many. And I just looked it up. It's 14 padded practices per year.
Okay.
Yeah. 11 of those have to be in the first 11 weeks.
Right.
So you're allowed 3 padded practices in the last 7 weeks of the season.
Yeah. And you're only going to do that probably once a week, right?
Yeah,
You're going to have like this
Yeah.
Thursday's practice or this Wednesday's practice is going to be
Yeah.
padded. Yeah, exactly.
So the rules do not allow for very much improvement on the defensive side of the ball. However,
True.
other teams are being they're fine tackling. Other teams are being successful on defense. So clearly, this is an in-house issue that we're having.
And you can do that. I mean, I've seen plenty of drills where you literally can set this up at the indoor facility, right? Just say we're going to have our tackling period. You go in there, they have these big mats the size of mattresses, right? And it's like you can do these drills without any pads on, without helmets on, even. Like you can literally just tackle the tackling dummy, right, and simulate it and fall on the mattress, so there's no risk of injury. I've seen colleges do this. Like there are ways where you can do it. You can run full speed and literally take one of those pop-up dummies, right, and tackle that or the bag and literally land on the mat, and there's no risk of injury. And players are doing this for practice without even helmets on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do it if you want to. You can set that up and do it easy. And I don't think the Buccaneers do that. So I don't know. But the last thing I'll say is, yes, I applaud Yaya Diaby for willing to go on the record about it. He was very passionate about it. I think he kind of wanted it out there. I talked to a couple of other players who elected not to, and that's totally fine. But they said the same thing, and it started with the premise that I had, which was, boy, this really ramped up in the second half of the season. They just didn't practice on Wednesdays. They had walkthroughs. And so when you see Tyke Smith taking a poor angle or these coverage busts and that kind of stuff, you're not getting full speed reps. And you see these players not getting to their landmarks, right? In zone coverage in time to break up passes, to pick off passes. And you wonder why. Because they're not, there's a thing called muscle memory. It's real.
Yeah.
You have to rep it physically. And it's like, I love Todd Bowles. I think he's a fantastic man. He's a well-respected coach. He deserves all of the praise that he has ever gotten for his successes. Okay.
100%.
But
I love him.
But he is a very, very smart, very cerebral, high IQ guy.
He is.
And you know what? It pissed me off because my late father was gifted in math, gifted. And he would brag about, son, I never had to take a textbook home in high school or college.
My dad was the same
Why
way.
don't you understand algebra? You know? And I've never laid a hand on my father, but mentally I was beating the crap out of him for making those comments. I was punching him in his face because I'm like, you do not understand. I am at war with math. I am math retarded.
My dad used to try to teach me math on a slide rule. I kid you not.
Yeah.
I kid you not. And I'm like, just get out of here, old man.
Yeah, exactly. And
my dad designed the Seven Seas Lagoon. He was one of the most brilliant engineers. Did all the public works for Walt Disney World. That amazing.
And you didn't get that. You didn't get that gene, JP.
My dad. Yeah. Thank God he wasn't around when I was in high school trying to do algebra 2 or trigonometry, because he says, son, you are not, I need to do a paternity test because you are not mine.
So my point is I just think Todd Bowles, he just assumes, well, we repped it in practice. Yeah. Did you not take the mental reps? Did you not understand as we're walking through this what a 12-yard drop means, and you have to get to 12 yards, right? And it's like, there are people, like I remember, who's the running back out of Auburn, the undrafted free agent that was here for years?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I know.
We'll just say him and move on.
Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber,
yeah.
Okay. Peyton Barber admitted to being dyslexic.
The lesser-known Barber.
Yeah, he had a real challenge when it came to looking at the playbook and written words. Okay. And he was open and honest about that. And just, he had to literally go out in the practice field. He couldn't look at the diagram and the instructions for the running back and stuff and grasp it and understand it. He was a kinetic learner. He had to get out there and listen and say, this is the call. And on this call, I take the first step here. I take the handoff here and I go this way. Right. That's how he learned. And obviously he was successful enough to get out of Auburn, and make it to the NFL with that strategy. but not everybody learns the same way. Not everybody can sit there and look at the whiteboard and see how it's diagrammed and drawn up. And, when this guy goes here, you're going to drop here and you're going to cover here. Like it doesn't work that way. And I think Todd assumes that it does. And he likes having a high IQ football players on defense. And I understand why. But even those guys will make some mistakes sometimes because they're not doing the muscle memory stuff at full practice, covering that. Like you don't think Jamel Dean probably knew to not let Tetairoa McMillan get behind him. Of course he did, right?
Yeah.
He just had that little second lapse where oh shoot, he's accelerating and I'm a step behind and God just gave up a touchdown, right?
Low football IQ, can't get beat in that situation. Lazy rep. I mean, you look at his technique on that play, he's just standing there. He's just
terrible.
standing there and lets him run by.
Yep.
It's one of the worst.
It almost looked like
I've ever seen.
It almost looked like a walkthrough rep, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It looked a lot like it. To your point, muscle memory. This is what I do at practice.
And I'm going to throw out another tired sports cliche after you play like you practice. Teams take on the identity and the personality of their head coach.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's never been more true than with this Bucs team this year. It's just, not a personal attack on Todd, but just lazy. It's just lazy.
If you're in the battle, the thick of it, to make it to the playoffs, the urgency should be just ultra high on everything you do, and not just everything you do. And you say it's Christmas, let's take the day off.
Yeah.
I mean, how many Christmases have I worked in my life? A ton.
Yeah,
absolutely. A ton.
I get yelled at.
This is football. This is work week
on Christmas.
You don't. I don't give a shit if it's Christmas.
Christmas is overrated anyway.
That's right. It's time to work. It's time to. I mean,
please forgive us, Jesus.
Again, you miss a practice, whatever. I don't think that's great in terms of muscle memory.
Yeah.
But what kind of message are you sending to your team?
I know. It's off.
Take the day off.
Yep.
Take a day off. It's Christmas.
Yep.
And it feels like, we love, and no wonder they all love Todd. Shit, I wish I had a boss like that.
Right.
Take the day off. Take the day. Don't worry. It's ratings. Don't worry.
Yep.
I remember during
listen,
ratings, which was our regular season for TV, when it was really, it was big money, and it was like you couldn't take a shiz during ratings. No vacations, no days off during that ratings period.
Right.
You were working 18-hour days, and everybody said, that's what we do. It's ratings. Mm-hmm. And we knew it. And great organizations, which I was at Channel 8, and that was like, hey, it's freaking ratings. The bathroom's closed. Get back to work. I mean, that's the way it was. And there was this
how many days are there
everything
in a year?
You did.
How many days are there in a year?
365.
Allegedly.
Okay.
366.
I remember John Gruden was famous for saying, I need you for 16 days, man.
That's it.
At 365, I need you for 16 days, man. Yeah. Can you give me 16 days at a 365? And that
evidently that's all Todd requires them to work as well.
He needed your best on game day.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, there was more days than just the 16, but those are the 16 that are going to decide whether John is fired or stays or wins championships or loses, and same for the players. Are you a winner? Or are you a loser? Are you going to get that next contract? If so, how much? Or are you going to get cut? Right. Like that's what it boils down to. Everybody can talk about process this and process that. And I'm a process oriented guy, but the process has got to be good and valid to lead to desired results. Right. Otherwise your process is bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, coaches are judged by wins and losses. That's it. And if you have a good process, then chances are you will win more games. But like Todd might believe in his process, but if it doesn't win him enough games, then ultimately it doesn't matter what the process is.
Right.
You know? So it's like
Scott, before I let you go, sorry for interrupting, but I want to get this question out there. What do you think? Yesterday, the big reveal was, hey, I'm meeting with the Glazers later this week. I don't know if I'm back. He never said. He could have easily said, no, we're coming back. We've been told. He didn't say that. So although the Glazers want to tell everybody out there, every insider that Todd Bowles is safe, they didn't tell Todd that.
Exactly. That's my whole point of this is Lovie Smith got fired on Wednesday night, which was exactly 4 nights after the Bucs' last game of the 2015 season. Okay. So they waited They waited until Wednesday night, where they had that middle of the week meeting with Todd, right, or with Lovey, and they're going to have that with Todd. So, we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see. My ring light is going crazy here. I'm curious to see what the outcome is going to be. But I do know this: if they were going to keep him, with some caveats, but if they were going to keep him, and that was what their desire was. Now that caveat might be, Todd, you gotta fire Josh Grizzard. We need a new offensive coordinator, or you got to fire some of your defensive cronies on your staff, right? Or you might have to give up play calling duties. We want you to be a Mike Tomlin. We want you to be a John Harbaugh. Right. We like your message. We like your locker room chemistry. Be the walk around coach. We're going to fire the defensive coordinator, Todd, which is you, but we're going to keep you as the head coach. Like any of those scenarios, the Blazers could have done this. Todd, before you go out and talk to the media today at 3:30, we're going to have a meeting on Wednesday, okay, or Thursday, whatever day they're having. But we want you to know you're going to be back in 2026. Right. And we'll talk about all of the caveats and all that stuff, but just want you to know that. Okay. Go out there with the confidence, knowing that we want you back, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't do that. That's easy to do. That's easy to do. Yep. And if the Blazers wanted to not even have that conversation with Todd, you put out the one-sentence statement, wow, we were disappointed. Everyone was disappointed with an 8-9 record this year. We believe in Coach Bowles. He's won 3 division titles here. He helped us win a Super Bowl. We're going to give him the 2026 season. They could have put that statement out too. They didn't. So that tells me that firing Todd Bowles is still on the table.
I agree. But the longer they wait, they're losing options. Head coaches are getting high, are going to be
unless they already have their men.
Well, but I mean, who are they losing?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, who's getting hired?
It depends on who you want, but I mean, not Raheem Morris, but he's got a job interview of all people already. Okay. Kevin Stefanski's got 3 lined up already. I'd love to see Stefanski in Tampa. Again, not knowing what JP was talking about with things against Baker or whatever, but there's going to be names out there, and the longer you wait, those names are going to start going away, and you're reducing your options.
I agree. I mean, like the Falcons apparently have already scheduled an interview with Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks offensive coordinator. Jason Light's already interviewed Clint Kubiak. He interviewed him a couple years ago when he was in the running for the Bucs offensive coordinator job, right? So he's got a feel for Clint Kubiak already, and so that was the beauty of all of these offensive coaches, and there's not many.
They know. That's why I'm saying they know who they're going after.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, and they've already. I would think they probably started this process weeks ago, just in case.
You have to.
Of course,
you're not doing
Jason
your
Light
job.
Would be exactly.
You
so I
need
think
to
there's
have
something. I think there's something in the works, and I think that's why they've been putting out the message that Bowles is safe, because they don't want anybody to know that they're out there hunting big game.
Yeah, that very well could be, and at the same time too, it's like Todd Bowles is 62, right? I mean, there's nothing to suggest. Now, it didn't sound like it from what he was saying yesterday, unless Todd's disguising his own intentions. Retirement could be on the table too, right? I mean, if they say, Todd, we want you back as the head coach. We see you like in a John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin role, a walk-around coach without defensive play calling.
Which makes no sense to me, by the way.
I totally agree, but I'm just saying, Todd be like, I want to call plays, and if I can't call plays here, then I'm going to retire. I'm out, right? Or you got to fire me, right? Yeah. But so they might make it to where he just doesn't want to come back, or it could be a situation where the season was so taxing and draining on Todd, the pressure, all that. He's like, man, I'm going to be 63 this year. Bruce retired at 67. I'm out. I'm done. And I saw Chris Kleiman walk away at Kansas State. He just didn't want to be part of the NIL transfer portal business anymore. He's like, I just want to coach players. But now they're coming and going and wanting all this money. Like, I'm out.
Yeah.
This is a guy who won national championships in North Dakota State, took K-State to a Big 12 championship. He's a damn good coach in his 50s, and he's just like, I'm done.
No more.
Bowles might be the same way. So to your point, JP, Jason Light has to be doing his due diligence. He's got a coach who's in his 60s who might retire at the drop of a hat. You better be prepared for that. You better have your short list. They have to be. Yeah.
All right, partner, I strongly advise all you people in the chat, and there's a ton of them, go read this article if you haven't already at Pewter Report. There's so much in there, and great content yesterday. Fantastic job, my friend, as always.
Oh, and if that Yaya Diaby comment shook you, wait until you see the story I've got today on Yaya Diaby coming out later this afternoon on.
Is this the defense is too complicated story?
You'll have to read it and see.
Come on, JP, it's a tease.
It has to do with the pass rush or lack thereof. Ooh. Remember, the Bucs only had 37 sacks this year. Diaby led the team with 7. So, yeah, you're going to want to read what Yaya had to say about the defense, the pass rush.
That's a tease. Love it. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you for all your time this year. You're the best, man. Love you.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You do a fantastic job.
See you, Scott.
You're the best. All right, let's take a quick break because I know Brian Bradley is getting ready to jump out of his shoes at Benchmark International Arena. We got an unbelievable game tonight. Avalanche and Lightning. We're going to preview it here in just a second. We're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Hey, we got another great contest going on. How about gas for a year? Not that kind of gas, Timmy. I'm talking about gas that goes in your car. Yes, you can get a free gas card. If all you got to do is go down and do a test drive at Genesis of Tampa during the month of January. And if you do a test drive, we'll 10X your registration. If you come in and just want to be part of it and do the QR code, you can get in the drawing for the gas card for a year. But if not, you can do a test drive and 10X your entry. So I highly suggest that. And you get to roll around in a really nice car. All right, quick break. We'll be back. Brian Bradley's in the penalty box, I think. It's in the penalty box. Back in 3. Stay with us. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho-ho-ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10X your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Although it may seem tempting to go without healthcare insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go! Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, let's not keep you waiting any longer. The great Brian Bradley, Lightning Hall of Famer, standing by at Benchmark International Arena for the matchup of the year. The Avalanche are crushing it. They've had 3 regulation losses all year long, and they are a pretty damn good hockey team. And they play the second best hockey team in the league, and that's your Tampa Bay Lightning. Good morning to you, Brian Bradley, at the Morning Skate. How are you, buddy? You're looking good.
Yeah, ready for a big game tonight. I mean, you know what? At the beginning of the season, we talked about Colorado coming into town, playing the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know what? I mean, look at the record. I mean, crazy. I think the best record in hockey over the first 40 games. 31-3 right now. I mean, just destroying it, with their team and stuff like that. Have a couple injuries right now. Obviously, Landeskog's out. He got hurt the other night. And then I think Taves is out, the defenseman, which is on Team Canada. So a couple injuries they've had, but we've had some injuries too. So, but it should be a fantastic game tonight. I mean, the Lightning coming off another fantastic road trip to California, undefeated out there, all afternoon games, one in Anaheim, one in LA, one in San Jose. I mean, amazing numbers. I got to talk about the 3 burning questions of the day. I'm going to call 3 burning questions of the day.
Wow.
These are my three stars of the day. First, I'm going to talk, and then we'll get into the lineup tonight and all that stuff. But I got to talk about John Cooper. John Cooper, 1,000th game in the NHL the other night. Amazing. I mean, I think he's close to 600 wins in his career. Going to Team Canada for the Olympics. I mean, to me, I think he's going to go in the Lightning Hall or the NHL Hall of Fame one day. I think he's going to go down as one of the top 5 coaches of all time.
Agreed.
And you know what? He's just that good. I mean, look at the injuries that we had this year and the guys we brought up. Some of the kids we have never even heard about going into the season. I mean, it's over the top. I mean, when you talk about losing McDonough, Chernak, Hedman, now Lilleberg for stretches, and, bringing kids, Carl, Datsu, all these different guys we've had that come in the lineup. They're doing a fantastic job. And I mean, that's coaching, Halpern, all the coaches they have here, it's been fantastic to see, but John Cooper, to me, has done a fantastic job to get everybody into where they're at right now. And, that's why he's coaching Team Canada. And you know what? They're probably maybe favored to win with the U.S. team. But I wouldn't count anything out with John Cooper because he's that great a coach. To me, he's going to be the top 5 coaches of all time in NHL history. And you know what? Just a great guy, players coach. Everybody loves him, and he's fun to talk to. So he's number 3 on my list. And
Okay.
number 2, I got to go. I flipped the coin on this one just because, you know what? I got to talk about this guy. I mean, my number 1 is a first star of the week again, but my number 2 star is Darren Radish. Oh,
Yes.
my God.
The Eagle.
7 points in his last 3 games. In his last 24 games, he's had 31 points. He's
Or a defenseman.
as a defenseman. He went from being number 89 in scoring for a defenseman to number 7. He's only so many points. I think he's 10 or 11 points behind Cale Makar. He's not many points behind.
That's the same amount of goals as Cale. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, talk about a guy that, you know what? There's another guy we can talk about. Hey, now he's on the power play. Hedman was on the power play, but he's doing such a fantastic job. His shot, I mean, he shoots
amazing.
the puck like a rocket, like Al McGinnis. I can't tell him, shoot that puck. You got a bullet. It's going 102 miles, 101, 103. I mean, unbelievable just to watch Darren Radish, what he's did right now. Over the top. I mean, he's just unbelievable. You know what? How good he's played. And then you know what? I'm sure his contract's up next year. So
Yes, it is. The timing is good.
The timing is perfect right now on that one. And then you got.
And this was a guy that was getting healthy scratched at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he was. I mean, only had 4 points in his first 10 or 15 games or whatever. Now,
Brad, have you ever seen a defenseman do this in all your years playing or watching? Have you ever seen a guy go from a healthy scratch to the 3rd highest scoring NHL defenseman in the same season?
No,
never.
No, you know what? Because you got guys and then the other thing too is we've only had 3 defensemen to ever score 3 goals. Doug Crossman in '92, Dan Boyle in 2006.
Yeah,
and then now Darren Radish. So I mean that's huge. Three guys over 33 years a defenseman to score goals. I mean I was in the game. I assisted on one of Doug Crossman's goals in 1992. He had 3 goals and 3 assists. He had 6 points in the game, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like that. And then Dan Boyle obviously had a hat trick in 06. But Darren Radish is only the 3rd Lightning Bolt player ever in the history to have a hat trick. But I mean, he's played so well. I mean, going from you got guys like Dan Boyle and some of the defensemen like Hedman and different guys. I mean, never have ever had hat tricks like Hedman, McDonough, and different guys. And then now you're looking at, Darren Radish, his 3rd guy only, but he's having one hell of a year. You know what? Great guy, deserves it, shoots the puck well. Like you said, he's been a healthy scratch and different things like that. But he's just cranking out points right now that are just crazy.
Unbelievable. And that shot.
What a shot. Love his shot.
Those weren't fluky goals. All 3 of those were just bombs.
They're bombs. And you know what? The goalie just can't see it. It's coming at 102, 103 miles an hour. And you know what? He's just doing really well. And then I got to go to my first star, who's first star of the week again this week, Nick Kucherov. We go on a 3-game road trip. He has 10 points. He goes from being in 75th place in the NHL scoring about 3 weeks ago. 75th. And he's now number 4.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just on fire. I mean, back-to-back player of the week. I mean, the guy's a wizard with the puck. I've said this before. He's the most talented player I've ever seen play for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not taking away anything against Stammer, Vinny, Marty, Brad Richards, all these great players that play for the NHL and for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But Nikita Kucherov is a wizard with the puck. He's probably one of the best power plays that guys have ever seen besides Gretzky and Marilyn Lemieux. What he does with that puck is just absolutely phenomenal to watch. And you know what? Another terrific week. And we got a big epic game tonight here at the Benchmark International Arena.
It's going to be unbelievable. So here's some numbers. The Avalanche have 72. Their goal differential is plus 72, right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. The Lightning are the second best in the league, and they're at plus 32.
Seems like a big gap.
40-point differential between first and second. That's how great the Avalanche have been playing. They're averaging 4 4 goals a game. The Lightning are second in the league. The 2 top offenses playing tonight. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. Talk to me about this matchup.
Oh, it's going to be great. I mean, you know what? We can talk about our guys. I mean, we talked about our guys a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Points getting better. Vazzy played really good on the road trip with 2 wins. JoJo, who's in net down there right now. I know for a fact Vazzy's playing tonight. I saw him in the corridor. So he's in goal tonight. So he's ready to go. He told me that he goes, the big one's tonight, Brads. This is the big one. I said, yes, it is. 2 of the best teams in the league are playing each other. So, you know what? I like our lineup. Hagel's starting to come back, you know, from the concussion. And, you know, Sorelli's a stud. Jake Gensel. I mean, can't say any more about Jake Gensel. Team USA. The guy just a gamer every game. I love the way he plays. I mean, everybody's playing really well. Dominic James, all our different guys are on the ice right now. Nick Paul's playing well. I mean, I love our team. You know, I love our defensemen. Everybody's playing good, but let's go to Colorado. I mean, you talk about the 2 best players in the NHL. Well, the 3 best players in the NHL are Connor McDavid, Nate McKinnon, and Nikita Kucherov.
Yep.
I mean, year after year after year. And, you know, 2 of them are in the lineup tonight, you guys. We're seeing Nate McKinnon, 74 points right now in 40 games or something, 41 games. It's crazy, his numbers. You know, McDavid, it's going to – I don't know if Kucherov can catch those guys. He's 15, 16 points back. That's a lot of points to make up on guys like that with 40 games. I mean, it's just crazy, the numbers they're pumping out right now. And then, you know, you got a great defenseman. Probably, you know, you talk about it, you know, Bob Orr, you talk about some of the best defensemen to ever play. You know, Cale Makar is that guy. So if you're coming to your first game tonight, you want to watch 2 superstars, 2 Hall of Famers in the NHL. You're gonna watch Nate McKinnon, and you're gonna watch
Cale Makar.
Cale Makar, number 8. They're fantastic. I mean, Cale Makar skates like a rocket. I have never seen a defenseman ever in my life of watching hockey. Didn't watch Bob York because he's older than me. I know he was great, but Cale Makar, he skates like a forward. He's as fast as a rocket for a defenseman, forward and back. It's a pleasure to watch. And you know what? It's going to be fun to see. They've got goaltenders, Wedgwood, Blackwood. But, I mean, you know, those goalies' records are over the top. I think if they have a weakness and their goalies do go down or don't play well, that could be the Achilles right there for them. I like their goalies. I don't love their goalies. But at the end of the day, they've got a solid team, forward, defense. They got everything that you can ask for. I mean, and you know what? You could be seeing a Stanley Cup final right here tonight. I think these 2 teams could meet in the Stanley Cup finals again this year for a repeat of about 4 or 5 years where Colorado beat us 4 games to 2. So it's going to be exciting to watch. It's a fantastic game tonight. 2 fantastic teams. You know, number 1 in the West, number 1 in the East are going at it. Benchmark International Arena.
Brian, the Avalanche aren't by chance wearing their absolutely beautiful Nordiques throwbacks tonight, are they?
I don't know if they are. I would say no. I mean, you know, they did it the other night. I love those jerseys.
Man, I do
the
too.
Hartford Whaler jerseys from Carolina. I played against Hartford when I played. It was fun to play against those guys. You know what? They did have Patty Burbrick, Brendan Shanahan, Sean Burke, a lot of those guys back in the day. You know what? But I love those jerseys. And anytime you played Montreal, you went to Quebec City. So you played the Stashneys. The Quebec Nordique jerseys were good. Joe Sakic was a young kid when I played there. You know what? So, I mean, I love those. Those jerseys are iconic, if you ask me.
Man, I love those.
You know what? So cool to see.
Yeah.
Brian Bradley joining us here. Brian, tonight, when you have a game like this, obviously, you know, everybody's going to say the same old thing. Oh, it's just another regular season game. We're not going to treat it any differently than the other ones. That's bullshit, right?
Yeah, no, this is you know, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy. I don't think it's going to be a physical, you know, they don't have anybody really that can throw. Like, I would be surprised if we don't go the exact same lineup we did on the road trip. There's teams like Philadelphia next week. We're going to have some toughness in the lineup because they have tough guys. Yep. There's certain teams we have to play, you know, Curtis Douglas, and certain teams we don't have to play them. This is a game that I don't see him playing. I think Dominic James will play, you know, but later in the week, I definitely see some things happen in Philly. But tonight's a game. It's going to be a test for everybody to see what everybody's at. I think coaches are excited to see what happens. I think the players they want to see what Colorado was like. The 31-3 record. We played them in Colorado. We lost 3-2, I think. It was a hell of a game. Actually, I thought we played pretty good in Colorado. Could have went either way. But tonight's game is going to be a real test. I mean, they've got a couple injuries, but we've had injuries all season. We have not been healthy the whole year. So, you know what? Let's bring it on. I'm excited to see this game tonight. It should be great.
What is the Brian Bradley prediction tonight? Where are we betting?
7 goals. We're going to see 7 goals again tonight.
No, I'm not. I think we're going to, you know what? I'm going to go, you know what? They lost 2-1, so they'll score a couple of goals. You know what? I'm going to go, I was going to go 4-1 Lightning, but I'm going to go 5-2 Lightning.
5-2 Lightning?
I think if we get hot, I mean, like I said, their Achilles heel is their goaltending. I know the goalies played well and all that stuff, Wedgwood and Blackwood, but they're not Hall of Fame goalies like Vazzy. They're not Hall of Fame goalies like Bobrovsky. You're seeing some top-end goalies here that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. So this is a different animal. If they have a weakness and we can get a few goals on these goalies, we can get more because we can shoot. Our guys are snipers. We have 6, 7, 8 guys that can fire. Yeah. I'm going 5-2 us.
Damn, I love it. All right, Brad.
5-2.
Great stuff, my man. Appreciate you. We'll see you tonight.
You betcha. Have a great day. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts. Absolutely. The great Brian Bradley right there. Lightning Hall of Famer. Love that dude.
It's just like when he starts talking hockey, it's like hearing a fine motor in a car, like engine tuned, it's just like, it's music.
But he talks it like a regular dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like he's like, this, if you don't like spitting chicklets guys, whatever, but there's just a bunch of hockey guys talking hockey, like hockey guys talk.
Like they're in a bar talking to each other.
Yeah. He's not some ultra polished, King Henry. That's not Brian Bradley. He's a hockey dude, and no disrespect to. No. It's just that's what I love about Brad. He's just such a regular dude. He's a Hall of Famer, and he just sits up there in the mark with his lovely wife Carrie, and they watch every game. They never miss a game, and he just drinks his light beer, and they just love it. And fans come up, and he talks to everybody and takes pictures with everybody. It's such a great vibe. That's such a great vibe. That's the hockey vibe. That's the one thing about hockey. There's so many things I love about the game.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it's the people in the game and the vibe that they give off. The hockey culture is just,
it's different.
It is. And it's, it's just, it's hardworking, blue collar. Yeah, sure. Some guys dress nice, but it's not a fashion show. Every time they jump on the ice, because they all have to. Thankfully, they don't have to have the leeway to do some of the other stuff that other sports allow. It's just business. You know what I'm talking about? It's just business. It's hockey. It's hardcore. The physicality of the game, the honor in the game. I think that's a great word. The honor in the game. You cannot cheat the game.
Yeah,
because the hockey culture will not allow you to cheat the game. And if you try to cheat the game, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Because the other ones don't.
Yeah, because it's hardcore. And I love that. The players come up, the culture of hockey is a meritocracy. I mean, there are no given spots for the most part. I mean, there's some kids will get superstar, but you got to earn it, man. You got to earn it. And especially to make it to, the show, it's a totally different deal. And I just love it. I love the culture of the game. I love the fans are so devout. Especially Lightning fans. Bolts Nation is, it's special. It really is special. And working for this organization and working within the NHL has been such a joy for me. Every game I get, I cherish it.
Yeah.
Because it won't last forever. We know that.
So I need to go out and get me a Brian Bradley number 19 Lightning jersey. The problem is every time I search number 19 Lightning jersey, I get Brad Richards. Who wore it better, JP?
Oh, don't do that to me. Don't you do that. Well, see, Bradley's on my show. It's him. Obviously.
I love Brad Richards. I mean, he played for the Stars too.
Yeah.
I love him.
Well,
But
when Brad was here, he and I were pretty close.
yeah,
So
I
he
love
was,
Brad.
he's a great dude. He's a really, really great
I
dude.
need to go find me a Brian Bradley jersey, and then I'm gonna wear it next time he's on the show. See if he notices.
I like that.
I'll have to wear it backwards so he can see the name and everything. But
I think Cullen has my old Lightning jersey, like the original Lightning jerseys from back in the they don't know if they're I think they are the originals. Back in the 90s.
I'll have to hang it up at the studio next to my Brian Engblom Habs jersey.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so looking forward to tonight's game and get your tickets. I haven't checked TickPick, but I'm sure this one's a tight sellout.
What are your thoughts on the old NA? Brian and I kind of went back and forth a little bit. What are your thoughts on the throwbacks, like for the historic franchises, like when the Hurricanes were the Whalers?
I thought the Panthers gold pants were hideous.
Well, anything the Panthers does is stupid. We don't care about that.
Did you see those the other night in the quote outdoor game?
Yes. Yeah. The quote out, because it wasn't.
Yeah, in a dome stadium.
In Miami.
Get out of here. Typical.
But I love the old Nordiques jerseys. I have a Nordiques. I may have shown it on the air one day when you weren't on. And I have an old 70s retro Nordiques pennant hanging up in the studio in Dallas. And man, the old Whalers logo is one of my favorites of all time.
I like that one. No,
they're great, man.
The mall that they used to play in Hartford,
the Civic Center,
Hartford, the mall. Go to the mall, watch some hockey game. Yeah,
let's head to the Civic Center to watch the Whalers.
The Whalers, big game tonight. Yeah. Old school hockey
team, man.
Is a bet. Yeah, they could. Yeah, I think they would support that, right?
It's like the Green Bay Packers of the NHL, right? Like,
look at what happened when they moved it out of Glendale to Utah.
Yeah,
woo, that's been pretty successful. Yeah. Atlanta wants a hockey team so bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw a dude on TikTok that was doing predictions for expansion teams in the next year for the NHL. And then he had some teams that were going to move, and he predicted that the Jets would move to Atlanta. I was like, they just moved from Atlanta to Winnipeg. Why would they? This guy knew nothing about hockey. Right. Like, I don't know what he was doing. And I got into an argument on TikTok with him. He had no idea that the Winnipeg Jets used to be the Atlanta.
That's what you get for being on TikTok, bro.
I love TikTok. You know why I like TikTok, JP? Dog videos. I love the dog videos, man.
That's the only place you can get them?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know, with the hot chicks.
Oh, dude, hashtag Instagram dogs. Come on.
I hate Instagram. I can't do Instagram, man. I don't know. I guess I just don't understand how Instagram works. I just can't. I'm on Instagram about once a month for about 10 minutes.
It works the way every social media thing works.
Not for me.
It's the same way. There's no difference.
Maybe my algorithm is screwed up or something. I don't know. I can't stand Instagram.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we are going to you. Guys, the whole second hour of the show is all about you and all the comments. So I apologize for ignoring you early in this, but I knew I was coming to you. I'm coming to you because we had our two guests in the first hour. Now it's all you.
I mean, it wasn't ignoring. We're just trying to do a show.
Yeah, exactly. And but I want to give them their due because we love them.
They deserve it today, JP. We had some infighting again.
Did we? I saw that. You were mediating, were you not?
I was trying to, yeah.
All right. Behave. We don't put up with that stuff in our chat room. None of that stuff. We're all family here. We Petermans are all family.
I pulled the Rodney King line on him.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. You can argue, just do it respectfully.
Yes.
Hey, we're brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Boy, they had a great New Year's Eve party. Any special occasion, Riveters is the place to go. I mean, if you want to go to one of these hotty-toddy, preppy sports bars and pay $18 for a martini, go ahead. Not my thing. Riveters Tampa is all about the fans, the casual atmosphere, inside, outside, take your pick. The food is serious, folks. They do not do this, bring in the Cisco truck, just everything's, frozen and then thrown in the fryer. Not. They hand cut the chicken tenders. They're fantastic. They do everything by hand, and that shows. It really, really does show. The food is fantastic, and the service is second to none. The prices are great. Always a deal. The happy hour from 3 to 7 every day is fantastic, and they're doing a late night happy hour as well. Riveters Tampa, you know where to find it, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. Back in 3. You know, holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez in Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. And I hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Cannot wait for this hockey game tonight. We are brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance. Hey, make sure you get your business insurance if you started a side hustle back in COVID or anytime recently and you're making a little bit of money. Business insurance is really inexpensive, but you got to have it because somebody could sue you and then you lose all your personal wealth. So don't do that. Make sure you have a business insurance. Also, make sure you have flood insurance. I don't need to tell you why you need that. I think we all know. And make sure you are fully insured. That's another thing that we found out. 40% of Floridians are not properly insured. You don't have enough coverage. Italiano takes care of all of that, and they do all the work. You save all the money. So give them a call, 813-877-7799.
You know, JP, while we're talking hockey a little bit, we didn't get last week to my best sports moments of 2025.
Yes.
And I won't go down my little list. Well, it's fine. We ran out of time because we were entertaining one another and the masses.
Yes.
But I will tell you my number one sports moment because it involves hockey. Although the Luka Doncic trade was pretty high on my list. That made me very, very happy. My number one sports moment from last year, JP, February 20th, 2025, inside Boston's TD Garden, 11:25 Eastern Time. The overtime goal as Canada beats the U.S. in the Four Nations final.
And previously to that, Austin Matthews missed how many open nets?
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
All of them.
That is the correct number. Given the score, yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
But
the captain of this year's Olympic team, right?
Oh, my gosh.
How did that happen?
I know. I have so many issues with
what kind of Svengali spell does he have over the people running USA hockey?
He must have pictures of somebody's wife or something.
Like he's not that guy. Gensel's the guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Gensel's the guy. Who's the leader of your American team?
That's a great question.
Good side. I hope that
is it Gensel?
I mean, he's got the numbers. He's a feisty little mofo too. Love
Jack
him.
Hughes.
Love him. What a great pickup, by the way.
Yeah.
Jake Gensel. Jeez, Pete's. And I mean, look at this Lightning team. You know, Radish just comes out of nowhere. And now your problem with Radish is, Jesus, how do we pay him and keep him?
Yeah.
I mean, will this continue? I don't think it's a fluke. I don't think you can go half a hockey season, score 12 goals, get a hat trick, and it's not like these things are bouncing in, off the corners. He's blasting shots at 100 and 103 miles, as Brad said, and they're freaking unbelievable shots. And, again, sometimes you never know until guys get that shot, get that opportunity.
Stacked team.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this.
And for John Cooper's sake, I hope they go deep this year.
Well, it's pretty apparent. I said this so many times at the end of last year. Oh, I don't think the Panthers have. But, God, if we lose to the Panthers again, Fugazi.
Can you
imagine?
God.
All right, let's get to the comments.
That's about like the late 90s Edmonton Oilers, who lost, I think, in 4 straight postseasons to the Dallas Stars. I mean, they're getting us back now. The last couple of years they've gotten us back, but it's funny how that works out.
All right, let's get you jump in here and put up whatever you want, Timmy. I don't want to monopolize it all. Bucs Skull Game says, I have a feeling Bowles will be back. I think, when I was watching Jameis Winston at that press conference after he threw another pick 6 at the end of the 2019 season, and he came in there defiant, which was not Jameis's way. This was before he prayed to the gods to end the pick 6s. He was like, check your sheet. If not for these interceptions, I'm playing well. What? Oh. If not for that shooter on the grassy knoll, it would have been a great day in Dallas. I mean, bro, it's just, it was, and that's when Bruce Arians, I caught him after the press conference, and it was like, yeah, that's not what we wanted to hear. And Bruce even said it coming off the field. It's like, yeah, we gotta see what's behind door number 2. And we all love James.
To quote Mike Tomlin, if my aunt had a penis, she'd be my uncle.
That's right. That's right. So, I get that feeling when Bowles said that yesterday about the division. I've earned it.
Oh
I think if you're the Glazers, if you're Jason Light, that's got to really rub you the wrong way. And by the way, I made a mistake. There was one team that finished above 500 in the last 4 years of the NFC South. And that was the 2023 Saints, who were 9-8, same as the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
But the Buccaneers had a better conference record, so they won the title. And by the way, the point differential that year, the Saints were plus 75, the Bucs were plus 23. So the Bucs won the tiebreaker because of the by one game, because of the conference record, or were they the better team? That is the only team in the NFC South in the 4 years that has had an over 500 record. The other records in 2022, all the other 3 teams were 7-10. In 2023, the Panthers were 2-15, and the Falcons were, I can't even read my writing, 7-10. Okay. In 2024, Falcons were 8-9, Bucs were 10-7. Both the Saints and the Panthers were 5-12. And then this year, you couldn't win one divisional game in the second half of the season. You won the Panthers game, but you'd already lost your destiny by that time.
Yeah.
You want to go to the microphone and crow about that and said, I won 3 division titles. First of all, the I word, our PR department would never let you use that. It's always got to be we. And to crow about that, I think that was a very bad PR decision there. Would have taken that off the talking points. All right, JS813 guy says, I'm getting rid of Bowles. Epic drop-off plus losing the locker room. Time to clean house. Yeah, there is a couple of reports out there from players saying that he lost the locker room after the Rams game when he kept, trying to throw the football when clearly the Rams were putting it in the deep freeze. Like they could have scored every freaking time that they wanted. So much so that Matthew Stafford got pissed at McVay saying, what are we doing? If we're going to be out there playing, we need to be trying to score because they're trying to score.
That's how you play the game.
Baker got hurt and shouldn't have been out there. And then Teddy went in. It was, again, a ridiculously managed game. Like, what are we doing? And that's so often, if the players are talking about that and rolling their eyes and you've lost the locker room, you can't keep this regime. You can't. And if they do, then it must be something financial. I've seen a lot of people say that. I don't believe that. The Glazers got a shiz ton of money. And it's an NFL team. They got tons of money coming in each and every year. You got plenty of money to fire Todd Bowles. And I would say if you signed him to a contract extension last year, and we don't know the numbers, I would say it was pretty nominal increase. And also there was probably a lot of protection in that contract for the Bucs if they wanted to get out of it.
That's still a curious extension, though. Like I still don't understand.
My point, though, it depends on how you structure it. If you structure it so that you can get out of it with a nominal buyout, I say, hey, Todd, we're going to give you a raise because, but based
on what? Like, why are you giving him a raise? Like,
because he won 3 straight division titles.
I guess I just don't understand the point of this extension. Like, his contract wasn't up, was it? Like, it wasn't a.
I think he had like a year left. He had like a year left, and he was grossly underpaid. I mean, like grossly, embarrassingly underpaid. He was making like $3 million a year.
Oh, okay.
And they offered Liam Cohen $5 million to stay as the OC.
You get what you're worth.
So you had to kind of do something there. So,
okay,
my guess is they put some protection in there, knowing that they might have to pull the trigger, because that was not a hey, we love you, we want you here forever extension. I mean, they love him personally, but I mean, I don't think as a coach. And if they did, then and this is the reason you're not firing him, that's worse than Florida State. And there's nothing worse than Florida State. Aviation says the front 7 on the defensive side of the ball is one of the worst in the league, legit up there with the Raiders, Browns, Giants, if not worse than those teams. I totally disagree. Vita Vea is a elite defensive tackle. Yaya Diaby, I think, is a really, really good. I shouldn't say really. I think he's a pretty good pass rusher. Kalijah Cansey, I think, is a really good player. Those three are, I think, really good players. They're not the best, but you actually add a legitimate edge rusher where Hassan Reddick was, and you got, I think, a great defensive front. And I thought Reddick would be that. He's just not that guy anymore. He's too small at his age to be good anymore. He's just not. So I would disagree. I think it's closer than you think. If Cansey can stay healthy, but you'd say, he never stays healthy, and you'd be right. So I see where you're going. The way they played this year, agreed. The front seven, the two linebackers, agreed. I would agree this year that front seven was dog crap. Without Cansey and the scheme that they're trying to play, with Hassan Reddick and then Levante aging and Dennis being just bad. I would agree with you. This year they played that way, but I think moving forward they have some pieces. Is that fair? Okay.
Is there enough of this discussion in Tampa Bay right now from aviation? Been 6 years since our GM drafted a Pro Bowl player. Is no one concerned?
Oh, that's a good point.
And then he follows it up with fire Jason Light.
Yeah. I want to kind of get past the Bowles thing. I think there's like so many layers of the argument here. I'll say this. The last time Bruce hired a coach, he won a Super Bowl and brought Tom Brady here. That gives you plenty of time. That gives you and he's drafted a lot of good players. And again, when you're going to the playoffs every year, you're not drafting. It's easy to draft Pro Bowl players in the top 15. That's easy. It's harder when you're picking in the 20s, late 20s, and you're consistently picking, down the. That's difficult. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, Bucky, did Bucky not make the Pro Bowl last year, even as an alternate with his numbers?
I don't believe so.
And would you say that at some point Ibuka and Bucky are going to make Pro Bowls? Yeah. No question. So, and I think Gedeke will as well. Bantry says, after the presser, I find it hard to believe the Glazers retained Todd. I think a lot depends on who they believe they can get to replace him. They may keep him if they can't get someone they want. I think you nailed it. It's what I've been talking about. I think they've been working behind the scenes, and maybe it's a big fish that nobody's thinking about, and maybe in college, or maybe somebody else that's still coaching. So let's wait and see. I cannot, especially to your point, after that press conference yesterday, I cannot believe that they would keep him. I can't believe it.
Bucky was not a Pro Bowler last year. Just checked.
This is interesting. I heard some people comment about this yesterday. Bantry says, not sure if it means anything, but that's the first presser I saw Bowles not wearing any Bucs gear. Interesting.
Was he wearing Raiders gear? That would have been funny.
Or Arizona gear?
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat, if you can find
saw
it,
that.
pop it up,
That they're going to make a run.
At Arizona there, can't wait to get Todd Bowles back.
Have fun with that.
Well, that can make the release a little bit easier, certainly more palatable from a financial standpoint. Because the Bucs will have to pay off Bowles all of this remaining contract if he doesn't get another job. I think he'd get a DC job easy. I wouldn't hire him, but I think someone will. And if someone wants to hire him as a head coach, then you're off the hook totally money-wise. So, yeah, that sounds like a Arizona Cardinal move to me.
Hey, you know what? I'd be happy to have Jonathan Gannon as my DC here in Dallas, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah. Aviation says crap division, primetime slots, national media attention, and we still don't have a guy that we drafted make the Pro Bowl. At some point, the finger has to be pointed at the roster. Well, we got plenty of Pro Bowlers on this team. I'm not sure.
They were just drafted more than 5 years ago.
Yeah, when we had higher picks.
Yeah.
Tristan
Wirfs, Mike Evans.
All right, let's get some other folks in here. Belk Spaceman says, I just want to say I know JP wanted to yell context when Bowles brought his meaningless paper division titles. I didn't yell context, but I think I did one of these. I went, oof. And I think I don't think anybody heard it, but I visibly was affected by that comment. I was like, what did he say? Woo!
Oh, this was funny, JP from Andre all day. Bowles just worn a plain gray sweater, just like his play calling is plain.
Well, it's anything but plain, you know. It's complex.
Very vanilla.
Yeah, it seems vanilla. I know everybody says, you know, it has all these different looks, and you know, it's funny. Everybody's doing that. I think Bowles was, I don't want to say the first, but I think he was the first to really use that double A gap mug look of linebackers, and then dropping guys out, have 8 guys up at the line of scrimmage, and then drop guys out. I think he was the first to do that. But again, you know, the first year, 2, 3 of those, you know, things work really great, and then teams figure them out. And then you got to come up with something else. And I don't think Bowles has made that extra jump.
Why are we taking personal shots at Todd Bowles, Thomas Casper? And by the way, have you ever seen Andy Reid? I don't think Todd Bowles is the fattest NFL coach of the decade. In either context, you could be saying PHAT fat, and I don't think he's that either.
Because you're the arbiter of that.
Yeah. I'm the
Old
fat
white guy.
czar.
Let me tell you who's PHAT.
I'm the fat czar around here, okay? I'll tell you who's fat. PHAT.
Man, did I have some old man moments today? Holy
Already?
shit. God, I got out of bed, and my back pain, thank you, Biospine, went to see that, is great.
Good.
Everything else fucking hurts. I got a toe injury last night.
What?
How the hell did I get a toe injury last night? I got out of bed to pee, of course, at 3:00 in the morning, like you. And I stepped down, and I was like, "Holy shit! Did I break a toe in my sleep? Like I could barely walk today." Old guys, do you like get out of bed and like just like? Did I suffer a hamstring pull last night?
So JP, I can,
and then they go away eventually, like later on in the day. Anybody else have this phenomenon?
So
it hurts like my toe right now hurts like hell.
Let me throw this one at you, JP and Petermans. Everybody's probably noticing I've been wearing my glasses a lot more lately, and I hate wearing glasses. I absolutely hate freaking wearing glasses. Like, it drives me crazy having things on. I don't even wear sunglasses hardly, unless I'm on my motorcycle. I've been wearing my glasses because I'm afraid to put my contacts in. You want to know why?
Why?
Because about a month ago, my knee went out while I was putting in my contacts.
Old man injury alert.
Like, I was leaning on one leg towards the mirror to put my contact in, and my knee just went and buckled like out of, oh my God. And it freaking hurt for a week. And I'm like, I'm not touching those contact lenses again.
Scratch
I've been wearing contacts since I was 13.
I mean, like, how the hell did you scratch your cornea, Tim? Well, I was mountain climbing.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mixed something up for sure.
I wasn't mountain climbing. I was actually at the sink trying to put my contact in. Had his old man injury all over it. All right. Joel Forsland says, good morning, Joel. Bowles is staying. Time to move on. Bolts have a big game tonight. Time to focus on a coach and a team that wants to win. Howdy. I get that, Joel. I think you're wrong. I'm praying that you're wrong, but you might be right.
And I think it's safe to say the longer he's here, the more likely it is that he stays. If you're going to let him go, why have you not just let him go? If that
because maybe the coach that you have in waiting is still playing.
That doesn't matter. You can still fire your coach.
Yeah, but then everybody's like, who's next? Who's next? There's no. I mean, they're doing that anyway. If you know you're going to fire him and you have the next guy lined up, then you can kind of massage it a little bit. And I think there's some politics at work here, if I may. I don't think they want to embarrass Todd in any way. I think they want this to be extremely dignified if they are to let him go. I think they want it to be extremely dignified and want everybody to know how much they love him, as they've gone out and told Ian Rappaport or anybody else that wants to say, We've heard all these, and I'm not saying, and there's nothing wrong with that. They love Todd Bowles, but it just seems odd to me.
Well,
there were so many reports that he was safe when everything suggests he should not be.
From people who claim they know.
And they do. I'm not saying they don't, because Rondé Barber is as close to the Glazers as anybody.
Sure.
And I'm sure, and they may love him so much that they're going to keep him around. They may be and if that is the case, I will be sitting here for a long off season going, okay.
Well, the most dignified thing to do is say, Todd, we don't need your services next year in any capacity. If you're done, that's great. Just retire. And we'll just announce it that you retired. We won't have to fire you. But he may still want to coach, and he may want to interview with Arizona or LA or whoever, or Las Vegas. I mean, so, it's a perplexing situation.
Jim Lane says Bowles got lazy, didn't want to do the hard coaching. When things got tough, Todd checked out.
I don't disagree with that.
It sounds really bad, but there comes a point when you're older, as I segue back to old man injuries. Seriously, like I've never had trouble getting out of bed in my life. I'm excited about every day the good Lord gives me. But lately, it's hard. It's hard some days. And I can't imagine. I really can't imagine how hard it is to be a college coach or an NFL head coach these days. I mean, I just can't. The shit that's coming at you on a daily basis, idiots like me talking shit, and all everything else you have to deal with. I don't know how any of these old guys do it.
It's all they've ever known.
I mean, even old ageless wonder Pete Carroll didn't fare very well. And I thought if there's any old guy that you bring back that might have success, I thought it would be Pete Carroll.
Man, I did too. I did not.
That was a complete shit show. I mean, it's a young man's game. It is a young, hungry man's game right now. You got to have endless amounts of energy and intellect. And not that Todd's not smart. He's super smart. But your intellect goes as you get older. I mean, that's just facts. And it's hard to process things like you once did.
Yeah.
Hard, tough, like calling plays in the NFL as a chess match with all the pressure that's going on from a mental standpoint. Like there are things that I can do 20 years ago from a mental standpoint that I can't even come close to doing now. Not even close. So, and I do get a sense that Todd over the years has just kind of wound down. Mm-hmm. And he looks like a guy that just doesn't have any answers and is just done.
He looks like a guy that's become immune to the emotion of the game.
Yeah.
Like you think about the emotional roller coaster that a guy at Todd's age has experienced in the league as a player, an assistant, and as a head coach. I mean, look at the Ravens and Steelers game the other night. Like, holy crap. I'm not invested in either team, and I was on an emotional roller coaster.
I know.
Imagine the coaches, the head coaches, and the kickers dealing with that situation.
Yeah.
So, I get it.
Totally agree. And he said something, was it last year? That I found like incredible. There was a game, God, I should remember this, but see, I can't. There was a game that directly impacted whether the Bucs were going to the playoffs. And it was a Monday night game. And he was asked, where are you going to watch the game? He goes, I'm probably just going to go to sleep. I'm like, what? Like, what? That was like, and to your point, if you've been in this game for this long, it's like, I'm not playing in it. I'm not coaching in it. I might as well get my sleep. I'm going to have to break it down the next day tomorrow, But I was like, so from a pragmatic standpoint, it doesn't really matter when he watches the freaking game. Just make sure you watch it. And they're going to break it down a gazillion ways, and all his coaches are. So I get that part of it. But I was almost like, man, are you really that invested? Are you really that invested if you could just have some milk and cookies and go to sleep while your playoff dreams hang in the balance?
Yeah, and I think fans would be surprised to find out How many football players in the NFL don't watch football?
That's right.
They're not playing. And that probably applies to coaches too.
Yeah.
You know, because
why would they?
Yeah, they just don't want to. They live that life every single day. They want to get their entertainment from somewhere else. You know.
So, but I would beg the question. And I don't know. And this is just a question. I'm not sure. I kind of have my feelings on this. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Should you be emotionally invested in this game as the head coach? I mean, emotionally invested where you got to watch that game. You got to watch you're living and dying. I mean, clearly he is the picture of stoicism on the sideline. And being an even-keeled dude in the face of chaos is a good thing. Yeah. Like Jimbo Fisher is way too emotional for me as a head coach on the sideline. I would hate to play for him, especially if I was a quarterback. Guy's going berserk all the freaking time. That's not good coaching, in my opinion.
That's how I feel about Liam Cohen.
There has to be a balance. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, Todd's way too far to the calm side, and Jimbo's way too far to the maniac side. I think there has to be a balance.
Maybe that's why he's not coaching anymore.
Yeah. All right, let's take another break, a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up with the chat here and whatever incredible things Tim has to say about his old man injuries or myself.
Ouch.
Hey, we are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. It's their after holiday sale where they lock up. Steve and Julie goes crazy marking everything down. It's a wonderful rite of passage for all you shoppers out there each and every year, and it's a great time to get on down to the Gold and Diamond Source and take advantage of all the great sales they got going on right now. Incredible inventory, incredible sales. Get on in there and take advantage right now with all those gift cards you got for Christmas. Go buy yourself a nice watch. Guys, they got a great extended men's section there now where you can buy, great rings or necklaces or whatever you got on your Christmas list that you didn't get. Go on down there and find you something nice at the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Omerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Back in 3. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. At Genesis of Tampa, they got some serious ho-ho-ho going on this Christmas. It's the Miracle Holiday Sales Event and their 30 days of giving. First, for any new vehicle in the month of December sold, first payment will be deferred 90 days, and then the dealership will make the first payment up to $500. That can save you a lot of cash that you can use for Christmas shopping. And every day in December, they're giving away a $500 shopping spree. All you got to do is have your car appraised, and you get an entry into the daily drawing for the $500 shopping spree. And every weekend day in December, customers simply need to stop by the dealership, scan the QR code, and they get an entry into the $500 shopping spree contest. No purchase necessary. Test drive a vehicle, and we will 10x your entry into the shopping spree. Christmas and New Year's Eve, each holiday, if a customer books a test drive for the specified day, they will receive a themed t-shirt, limited edition, as well as an additional $250 off the purchase price. Bottom line is, get your butt and your sleigh down to Genesis of Tampa, 801 East Bears Avenue, just off 275. It's going to be a big Christmas at Genesis of Tampa. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669 1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call, so why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. You know, holidays are the best time to get engaged because all the family's already together. And at the Golden Diamond Source, they have thousands of diamonds to choose from in their jewelry wonderland. Looking for a gift that says forever? Find stunning engagement rings, diamond earrings, diamond bracelets, the most stylish gold fashion jewelry. And there's plenty for men in their new men's section and watch department. There's something for everyone on your list. And don't settle for anything less than perfection. At the Golden Diamond Source, they make it easy to give a gift they'll never forget. They wrap it up nice for you. You don't have to do any of that, guys. And they have a great staff there. You may not know what to get your lovely wife or girlfriend, but they do. Let them do the work. Hey, finance your purchase for 0% interest for up to 5 years. You could get a $5,000 diamond for only $84 a month. Don't go to the mall. Go to a local company and keep it local this Christmas at the Golden Diamond Source. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. Hey, think about the greatest tandems in sports. Montana to Rice, Brady to Gronk, Baker to Mike Evans. Well, here's a new one. Third generation plumbing and American Standard heating and cooling units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. Third generation plumbing can handle anything mechanical around the house, plumbing, AC, whatever, and they install the best American Standard heating and cooling units. Built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard heating and cooling. So don't wait for the summer heat to return. We've got you covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Heating and Cooling, 813-961-8024. That's 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here on this Tuesday as we all eagerly await the meeting between the Glazers and Todd Bowles. And then, only then will we know what the direction of your beloved football team will be.
Will we?
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Hey, we are brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. And they work in conjunction with American Standard Heating and Cooling because they have the best units, and you do not want to skimp on your unit. Ever. Never skimp on your unit, especially in Florida, where it is tested time and time again, especially in the summer times when it gets hot and sweaty, when your unit must be working at its ultimate. And if you do American Standard, you'll get that because they have the best units. And they are the most durable. They're the most economical. And Third Generation Plumbing is the best company to install said unit. So if you need any maintenance on your unit or you need a new unit, it's Third Generation Plumbing.
Can we stop saying unit, please? It's nothing worse than a sweaty unit.
Put that on the quote board. There's
Mark.
We should
Flip that. Yeah.
So anyway, thirdgenerationplumbing.com is where you find those wonderful folks over there. We love them. John Rodriguez, PJ, thank you guys for all your support. How about this, Timmy?
What's happening?
Mike H says the Rays hired Joe Lopano, former TIA CEO, that's Tampa International Airport, as a consultant as the team hunts for a new stadium site, and he knows everything about the HCC site, airport, and FAA height restrictions. If this doesn't scream our new stadium is at HCC next to the airport, I don't know what does.
So when I first read that, I was very confused because I thought the Rays had hired NASCAR driver Joey Logano. And I didn't know what was happening with all of this.
It's Joey Lopano.
Okay.
Joey Lopano. Who's the former TIA CEO and former mob boss Joey Lopano.
Lopano, the Lopano family.
Hey, listen, you want to get something done in this town?
You want a
You
stadium?
call Joey Lopano, all right?
I get you a stadium, huh?
Now you want a stadium? You want some good Teamsters working on the job, hey? You throw me a little sugar?
You got some bodies you need gone? We'll put them under the stadium when we build it.
That's right. We're pouring concrete next week. So if you have any reservations, let me know. We'll take care of that for you.
Bring out your bodies.
I could do that because my Italian side of my family was in the mob, so I'm not allowed to make mob jokes in case anybody thinks I'm appropriating anybody's culture.
No.
All right, back to the seriousness. So again, we haven't talked a lot of Rays, and I apologize for that, but something else is going on here. So we'll get to the Rays later on in the week. By the way, Big O has been in the Dominican Republic shooting a baseball documentary last week and this week. So no Big O show today, but we will be back on Friday with a big one. So
that's what she said.
It's double entendre Tuesday, folks. It's 2 for Tuesday. Yeah. With your sweaty units. All right. What else we got in here? Mike H says, what's the point of having divisions if the division winner doesn't get rewarded with a home playoff game, no matter their circumstances? I like divisions because they simulate some type of college football rivalries. They keep the rivalry, the geographic rivalries going. You can travel to the same. I like them. I think that's a good part of people say get away from divisions, don't award. I mean, it's like, what the answer is here? Get fucking better. Come on. The NFL sets it up so dramatically for bad teams to get good. You get the choice of the best players in the draft. You get an easier schedule. I mean, it's just we have a equal spending playing field. I mean, if you're dreadful for 10 years like the Panthers have been, you really got to suck. You got to suck at picking coaches, picking GMs, picking players. It's really hard to F this up in the NFL for so long. So, like, when the Bucs went 14 years without making a play, that's just like, wow.
Well, and think about how bad an organization has to be to have a top 5 pick for like 5 straight years. And I'm talking about the Browns, the Bears, the Giants. There is no reason for a team to be in the top 5 for that many straight years and not improve. And look at a team like the Rams, who had number 1 pick, no first round pick.
They said F the picks.
Straight years.
Yeah.
And they're in the playoffs every year. It's asinine to me that there's organizations like that. And look, I'm all for the divisions. I don't want to get rid of divisions, but there is also no reason why the Rams should be traveling to Charlotte to play a 7-win team in the first round of the playoffs. They deserve a home game. So I don't mind whatever the Panthers being in the playoffs. They should not be playing at home. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So this spat that was going on in the chat, that you were monitoring, there's something funny happening here. Somebody said, "Oh yeah," Aviation said, "Yeah, my girlfriend calls me ignorant. Don't see where she sees that." And then Andre all day says, "Your girlfriend is right."
Oh, come on!
Oh, we're just having fun. That's not. I think we're just jabbing back and forth. That's funny. I don't think that was meant in.
No,
wasn't it?
I just wasn't. All I saw was the back and forth. I'm trying to do a show here, guys.
Yeah, this is John Thiel, who said Arizona Sports Talk Radio this morning was alluding that if the Bucs fired Bowles, the Cardinals would be very interested in him as the next head coach. Okay.
All right. You know what? That would be right in line with the Cardinals organization.
I hope he gets that opportunity. I really like Todd, and maybe it'll juice him up, go someplace new.
By the way, JP, let me throw this name out at you for potential Bowles replacement.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about his name just went out of my brain as I was saying that.
What? It's old man moments. Speaking of that,
hang on.
This works really well. I'll do this, and then maybe you can remember it. Defensive staff average age is 66, says Joel Forsland. They're in the twilight of their careers. No urgency. Should have cleaned house on assistants last offseason. They probably tried to do that, but Todd is not going to fire all his guys. He's not.
No, but the team might.
Well, then but then
they move
Todd
on from
say,
everybody.
Well, then, yeah. I'm going.
By the way, Cliff Kingsbury is who I was trying to think of.
There you go. But again, to your point is like, do you think Kevin Ross and some of these older coaches are getting out of bed at 4:30 in the morning to get up to and I'm not saying you have to do that to be a great coach. I'm just saying it's a lot easier later on in your career when you're well compensated and you've made a lot of money and you got a beautiful house and a wonderful wife that you love and kids and all these great things going on in your life. Are you going to put in all these extra hours that maybe it takes to that other young coaches who don't have any of that crap are doing? No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're winning, and this is what this last 4 years has been. You're winning. So Ashley is messing around with AI like you like to do. I told her, start making some memes, see if you come up with something that we can post. So she did this one, which I think is great. I don't know if you can read it. See this? You can't because it's not transposed.
You could just send it to me and I can put it on the stream.
Okay, let's do that, idiot that I am.
Producing on the air.
Yeah, and I think it's like really, really good. So I'll put it up there. Here's another good one from Joel Forsland. Monty Kiffin surrounded himself with all sorts of young coaches to challenge him and the team. And, that's right. And it's something that you have to have the balance on your coaching staff. I remember this, Monty was a nutball, just in and of it. He brought energy himself. Todd Dungy was such a calm, mild-mannered dude, but obviously there on defense, you had a lot of fiery coaches. You had a lot of fiery coaches. You had Rod Marinelli was a yeller, and he was bananas. Herm Edwards brought a lot of life and energy.
Yeah.
And then when those guys left, Mike Tomlin came in, Raheem Morris, Joe Barry. All these guys were like high energy young dudes, and there was a nice mix on the coaching staff. This coaching staff is, especially on the defensive side, is not really that way. So interesting. Joe Bucs Fan TV says, "Go Bucs." Thanks for watching, Joe Bucs.
We needed one of those today.
Yeah, thank you. Talk all you want about personnel, says Joel. Yes, we need some new pieces, but it starts with coaching. Canales and Cohen showed that an offense with late round guys like Bucky and Mac, etc. Yeah, it used to be. I thought this league was, I don't know, say 65-35 players over coaching. And now I think that gap is narrowing and maybe even going more towards the coaching side, especially this year. When you see what Vrabel has done and you see what Cohen has done and you see what Ben Johnson has done, that's dramatic. That's really, really dramatic. And then you see where the Bucs are, where it's just getting stale. The schemes are stale. The winning is stale. It's a lot of mid. 6-7,
JP, 6-7.
6-7. There you go. Robert Williams, I banned that on the show, I believe. Robert Williams says they practice like a city league flag football team. I disagree with that, Robert. I used to run our city league flag football. We didn't take Christmas off. Hell to the no. I was a taskmaster when I ran the city. And my intramural team, get out of here. You miss practice, you don't play. I don't care. Don't give me that I got to go to class shit. Get out of here with that. You don't have to go to class. It's Florida State. Mike H said, is this the players now throwing Todd under the bus? Karma sucks. Have not seen any players endorse Todd for a return. I meant to get to this, Mike H., so thank you very much. Tristan Wirfs said yesterday, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, I see all the stuff that people are hating on Todd, and, I get it. It's fan talk. And then he said, if there's a change, there's a change. The season, we'll still have to play the upcoming season. There was no, hey, man, Todd's our guy. He's, we've had injuries this year. We didn't play. We failed him. Did you hear that yesterday? Well, I didn't hear any of that. I've heard that in other years. I didn't hear it yesterday. I heard a lot of guys saying we don't practice enough. Scheme's too complicated. If there's a new coach, there's a new coach. Totally different. And I think and it's one thing because Bowles has never been a guy to throw his players on the bus, ever. Ever. I think to his detriment. When he did that this year, I was like, I came on the show. You were all over it. I said, yeah, he did that. I think he was frustrated because that's not Todd. He always takes the blame. But I think the players didn't like that because that's why
it's been a little different since then, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And so is the effort on the field. They weren't playing to save Todd Bowles' job. That's not what I saw.
They didn't care.
Yeah, they kind of did in the last game. Oh, here it is. What do you got? You guys like this one? Ashley made this. Todd Bowles, when nothing is changing, realizing wins aren't required and not getting fired again. The Glazers are like, ooh, look at you.
Glaciers.
And Buck fans are like, what the fuck? That's a good one, right?
I don't know. Todd Bowles is pretty hot right there. I'm not going to lie.
How did I know you were going there? Like that's the hotter version of Todd Bowles.
Yeah. And I'm related to Todd, so I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah. I think Bucs fans are kind of cute, kind of girl next door cute.
That's all right. Bucs fans never did it for me.
By the way, you pick one. I have to get something out of my phone here. Hold on. You pick one and comment.
Yeah, let's go.
Where is it?
We could talk about everybody's asking, for candidates, formerly known as Jeff B says he's a fan of Cliff Kingsbury. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to get looks this year. And I'm a Cliff Kingsbury guy. I don't know how he fits as a head coach, though. He's failed everywhere he's been at the collegiate level and the pro level. Now, do you want to tie him
he starts hot
to the Cardinals, though? Like he was a coach for the Cardinals. How many people are successful there? Right. So he's going to get another shot.
If I'm not mistaken, though, didn't he have like a hot start with the Cardinals?
Maybe. Now, but don't forget his first year was Kyler Murray's first year too. So Kyler Murray kind of came in and went on, because remember that's when before the draft, Kingsbury came in and said, yes, Josh Rosen's my guy. That's my guy right there. We're going with Josh. And then they drafted Kyler, and he's like, bye, Josh. We'll see you. And nobody ever heard from Josh Rosen again. He's selling insurance somewhere, I think, in Florida. But, yeah, and Kyler Murray started his NFL career off pretty hot, right? Didn't they, make the playoffs their first season together or something? I don't remember.
I was looking that up. I don't
remember specifically, but, yeah, I don't know now he had a miserable run as head coach at Texas Tech, his alma mater, but he was great as an offensive coordinator at College Station with Johnny Football as his quarterback.
He was 5-10 his first year.
All right.
And then 8-8 year two. And then COVID hit. And then the Cardinals finished second in the NFC West and made the playoffs with 11-6 record.
Okay, that was
in 2021.
Okay.
In his playoff debut, Kingsbury and the Cardinals lost 34-11 in the first round of the eventual Super Bowl champion Rams. Despite signing a 6-year contract extension to 22, Kingsbury was fired after the Cardinals posted a 4-13 record that year.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he finished at 28-37-1. So he went 5-11 or 5-10, 8-8, and 11-6. So he built, Yeah. It just seems like everywhere he goes, he wears out his welcome, just as personally.
Yeah, maybe even as a coordinator, right? And maybe he's there in Washington right now, but I think he'll get at least one more shot as a head coach. Someone just said in the chat that he's Dave England. Kingsbury's a coordinator, not a head coach. He's proved that. Well, I think we have that on record.
I think that's right.
But it was with the Cardinals, so I'm going to excuse his tenure with the Cardinals and not call it who he is. Now, if he gets another head coaching job and he goes, 5-11, 6, 7-10, whatever. And then he's probably done as a head coach. That will be true. And look, there's a ton of guys. I say it all the time. There's a ton of guys who are better coordinators than they are head coaches. Todd Bowles, Raheem Morris, Norv Turner, Dave Wannstedt, whoever you want to put out there. That's okay. Be who you are and be really good at that. But maybe
I
that's
think
who
that's what
Kingsbury
Todd
is.
is. I think that's what Todd is. That's his lane.
Yeah.
I think he's great at it, but he's not. It takes a special dude to be. I would say this. Look at the difference between Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles. To me, Bruce Arians is not only a good coordinator, but he's a leader of men. He is he is what I would say. Like I could throw a bunch of guys out there, but Bucs fans will know this. Rod Marinelli, failed miserably as a head coach because he had one speed, scream and yell.
Spagnuolo.
Yeah, you have to be a chameleon. You got to be a politician. You got to be a hard ass. You got to have some asshole in you. I think there's a lot of different things that you got to be, and it takes a really special dude to be great at it. And and it takes a super smart, special person to be a great coordinator as well, which I think Todd Bowles is. But it just takes that little extra juice that Mike Tomlin has it, right? To me. I think the great coaches have that. Andy Reid has that.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a yeller, a high energy guy, he's just, he does it a different way, but he's a leader of men. And I question that about a lot of guys that become head coaches. And I think Bruce is that guy. And I think Todd is much better as a lieutenant than he is as the general. Lonnie Wilkins, good morning to you, my friend. He says, my wrestling coach who had 2 state champion sons and our team won 3 dual championships in a row, he would say, you only as good as you practice. 100%. You got to practice, especially football at high speed.
But JP, we talking about practice.
Michael LaRue, good morning to you. Says, listening to Bowles talk, it doesn't sound like there's much self-reflection there. He seems convinced his way is the right way. That's it, Michael.
Yeah.
When he said, I've won 3 division titles,
doing it my way.
Yeah. And it feels like late in the season, he said to clock management guy, bye-bye. The end of half in that Carolina game last week was comical. A comical lack of urgency. Comical. We went over it play by play yesterday, and that is quintessential Todd Bowles. There was no clock management guy running the timeouts there. No freaking way. No way. So I think he eschewed the beast line dude, clock management dude, and I think he told Grizzard, run the damn football. Cody Green says our top draft picks aren't getting better. They are regressing. The rookie year with the Bucs are great, and then downhill. That's on coaching. Yeah, I would agree with that. What else we got here? The other thing I want to say, this is a Florida State breaking news. Auburn transfer quarterback Ashton Daniels has committed to Florida State. Mm-hmm. Last year, he played in 4 games, totaled 1,070 yards and 5 touchdowns. He'll have 1 year of eligibility left. That sounds like FSU panicked again and took somebody that is not at the top of the heap. First girl that winked at him, they left the bar. That's low self-esteem. Timmy.
A little bit. I can relate.
This is going ugly early. That's no way to find a trophy wife, boys and girls. This feels a lot like DJ Uwe gonna lay down and Tommy Castellanos. Ashton effing Daniels. I haven't done a whole lot. I haven't done any film work on the guy, but I don't know about that. But and by the way, Byron Brown, to Auburn. Byron Brown now to Auburn. And most of his Koger, I think, is already on there. And Singleton may follow. One of the best passing games in all of college football, leaving USF with their coach. I know it's part of the game, but man, that sucks. That sucks.
It's part of the game now.
Yep. It really, really sucks. All right. I think we're good. We good? Anything else we want to get to?
We're always good.
We could go 3 hours every freaking day.
There's no question we could.
Thank you guys again. Once again, I wish I could get everyone in here. Anything I want to get to? Because I know we do all the top ones. We never get to the bottom.
Maybe some days we have a super chat.
Yeah. You guys don't forget. You can. Oh, we do. We do. Sometimes you still lose. Thank you. Crazy that BAE supports Todd Bowles so much when they are polar opposites in terms of coaching styles. Thank you for the $5 super chat there, my friend. He loves Todd. And to me, he handpicked Todd to give him that opportunity. And Bruce Arians has given a lot of opportunity to a lot of coaches in this league. And God bless him for doing so. And they've done really, really well for themselves. This was not an organic coaching search. Was not. And had there been an organic coaching search after Bruce Arians just won a Super Bowl with Todd, or 2 years ago, 2 seasons, and it just came off with another incredible campaign with Tom Brady, and he suddenly wanted to retire. Never bought into that. And that's how Todd became the head coach.
By the way, breaking news, JP. Cliff Kingsbury and the Washington Redskin Commanders have parted ways.
Wears out his welcome.
It's official, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Quinn didn't like that preppy little bitch.
Another super chat, JP, from Mr. King. He ain't effing leaving.
Are you talking about Todd? I never said that about him. I was right. Liam Cohen should never have effing left. Can I change the tense now? He should never leave. He should never effing leave. Is what I should have said.
Every time I hear Todd Bowles' name now, you know what I hear in my head, JP?
What's that? That's too high energy for him. If I want to match up some music with Todd Bowles, it's going to be some Marvin Gaye. That's what it's going to be.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. One of the greatest to ever do it, by the way.
Percentage chance that Todd Bowles is gone. You have inside info, don't you, JP? $5 from Sometimes Still You Lose.
I wish I could sit here and tell you I have inside info. I don't. But I do have 30 years of covering this team and watching the Glazers do what they do. From Malcolm, the time they bought this team, to the boys, and I do know the boys. I just don't think they're okay with this. I just don't think they're okay with this.
They better not be. They're going to lose a fan base real quick.
I just don't. I think they've got something cooking. And I do think there's some dissension within the ranks. We basically have 5 owners that do a lot of the work here, that make the decisions. I think there's 7 total, but I think there's 5 and really 3 I think that really call the shots. And I think there's a difference of opinion. And I think that's why this is taking so long and it's hard. But there's, if I was to counsel them, I would definitely say, I know it's hard to say, but you have to divorce yourself from the emotions of the game and how much you like people and look strictly at performance.
It's a business.
And on no level, and it's a business, and you are losing your customers big time. And they'll say, look, they'll be back. All we got to do is win. And they're right. If Todd Bowles has a 12-win season, they'll come. They'll spend the money. They're absolutely right. But where's the signs that it's going to turn around like that? I don't see any of them. Covered the state game a long, long time. And they know. They know. There just comes a time. And it's never been more obvious to me. Change is needed. Inspire change. He showed it to you on his chest for 2 weeks. We'll just leave it there. We'll see. All right. If something happens, we will be doing an emergency pod. So come check us out. Check us out later on today. We'll be on social media all day doing things. And we got a hockey game tonight, kids. Woo! We got a hockey game tonight. The Avalanche are here in town. They've lost 3 games all year? They are murdering everybody. But it's time to play the Tampa Bay Lightning. The best in the West. It's the best in the East. 7 o'clock puck drop tonight. I will be there working my thing, doing my gig. Cannot wait. I will see you guys there, and we will see you tomorrow.